Hello and merry meet. I'm Rowan, so if you're new here, welcome, welcome. And today is Tuesday Tarot. This week for Tuesday Tarot, we are talking about the Unalive card. This is a spiritual safe place. So it's a judgment-free zone. It's okay to share your belief, but not to force it on others. This is a closed panel, so there's only a few people that come up, Azriel and Bren. So they do join panel. And how Tuesday Tarot works is we do one-card readings, but we do those after we talk about a tarot card a week. So we are doing a 78-week series where you will get to learn about a different tarot card every week. And we are on card 13. It's our 14th week because the full card is card 0. Sometimes, some decks, it may call it card 22. So this week is the Unalive card. So tarot doesn't work well with TikToks, are what we have to be careful with. So all right. As always, please make sure to share this video and give us some hearts. Hearts are always appreciated. I'd love to hit 10,000 again this week. So, all right, we're going to talk about the Unalive card. So, I try to pull the same cards every week. I think Bren tries to pull the same decks too, just because then you can kind of see a difference between cards. So before I jump in and start showing cards, I'm going to just kind of briefly talk about the Unalive card. So this card is card number 13. It is associated with the solar plexus chakra. It's also the Scorpio card. So if you are a Scorpio, it is your card. And no, it's not like a lot of people get so like scared with this card. It's a card of endings. So like when it comes up, it can mean that like maybe you ended a project. Maybe you're ready to start a new beginning, and it's literally just telling you this is a card of change. Now, it can be scary sometimes in readings, but any card can be scary in readings, so we never know what the cards will have for us as we maneuver through tarot readings and tarot cards. So, but this is the Scorpio card, and it is associated with water. Being our water card, it's very emotional. So kind of keep that in mind. We can have like a lot of emotion behind it. And again, it's related to our sacral chakra. So some of the keywords, now keep in mind, welcome Young. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. And thank you so much for the gifts and the hearts. Love it, love it. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. We're going to celebrate you. Maybe my phone is slow. There we go. There we go. All right. There we go. And welcome, welcome. All right. So with this, so some people do read with keywords and they memorize the keywords. I really connect with the tarot cards, so I go intuitively. The keywords do play a role though, so let's talk about those keywords for a minute. So it can be mortality, a project failure, an ending, like I said. It can be the beginning of a new phase, a new journey, a new adventure, or the end of an old adventure, an old journey. It's transformation, change, liberation, rebirth, revolution, and it can also mean pain or something painful. So those are just some of the key words. So let's look at some of the cards. So I always kind of start out with the oldest one, which is from the Visconti Tarot. So the Visconti Tarot deck, just as a reminder, especially if you haven't been here for a while or if you've not joined Tuesday Tarot, the Visconti deck actually comes from Italy. It is one of the oldest decks. These cards were literally all hand done. They were hand drawn, hand painted. So each deck, I'm sure, had just slight differences, because like if you're replicating something by hand, it's kind of hard to do. Maybe not if you're an artist, but I would still think it's kind of hard to do. So they're in museums now. So this deck came out in about the 16th century. So this is the unalive card for that deck. And it's very interesting because we have this skeleton and it's got a bandage around its head and it's holding a bow from a bow and arrow. And I think it's just extremely fascinating. Very, very fascinating card. So then we move into the 20th century. So the cards stayed pretty similar to this, and I don't have a lot of my reproduction cards available right now. So I've only shown this one. And they all were kind of similar to this, but as we transitioned into 1906 to be exact, we have Rider-Waite with Pamela Coleman Smith's artwork. And this deck, now the Marcel's deck was the first deck that was actually printed on the printing press. So this deck was also printed on the printing press because at this point, the printing press had been around for quite a long time. Sorry. We find this really interesting. We have a white rose on a banner. Now, what is interesting is white roses are pure love. White is purity. Yeah, this is really trippy, right? Because they were gold foiled. So it is pretty trippy. Yeah. We have the white horse. We have our skeleton is in black armor. So it's very interesting to see very interesting to see the black armor for protection. Welcome, Bren.
Today has been quite the eventful day, but I'll wait until we're done with the...
Our cards foretold the day.
Yep, the day that something has kicked the bucket. Gently.
Actually, I've had quite a bit, like, with my regular job, so I was, like, really glad to log off my laptop. I was like, all right, like, get ready for other things. All right, so we had a foretelling. We had no idea, like, when we picked to do this series of 78 cards. Now, what is really interesting is we have somebody who looks like a pope. So our Hierophant here, who's all in yellow. Yellow we're looking at as wisdom, guidance, and knowledge. We do see that there is a king on the ground, and it almost looks like the horse is stepping on him. And, we have like small children looking up like, wait, what's going on here? So this is showing a big change. So this is the Rider-Waite. All right, the next one, the one that I have to sometimes cover Post-its. This is the Druid Craft Tarot deck. There we go. Am I getting it in a good light? Yes. So this one is really fascinating because we literally have our skeleton in a green robe, and it's got like a red cloak with it, and he's carrying a skull. And we can see right here is an altar table or an altar, and we see smoke rising up. What is really cool is the sunset in the background, showing lots of different colors. And we know that this is a change. And we also have a black bird here in the background. Most likely a crow, because not a crow, I'm sorry, most likely a raven, because that is oh, and you know what? I forgot to point out the snake up here. And we do have an apothecary in the back. So it kind of tells you that Something's in the works. Okay, so the Witch's Tarot. This one's pretty intense. Our skeleton is on fire, and he is carrying the banner on a white horse, and we have like a very red background. And one thing that's interesting, like I said, this is a Scorpio card. Scorpios, even though they are a water sign, like sometimes they have very fiery tempers. So it is very, very, this card is showing you kind of a fiery temper with the background. And of interest, it's either castle turrets back here or it's a monolith back there. Okay, this one I really like. It's a little softer and a little more gentle. This is from the Tarot of Sacred Kingdoms deck. And the horse, you can see, has a garland of flowers. And our skeleton, he has a big wand with a spear on the top. And around the spear are flowers. He's got that black cape on. This card is a little more gentle, bringing it's that motion. We see that horse is moving, it's motion, it's bringing change, bringing an end or bringing a transformation and a beginning. All right, this one is actually pretty cool because we have our banner. Oh, and this is my Nightfall Tarot. We have the banner with the white rose on the ground. We have a child there holding a bouquet of flowers. We see mountains in the background, and the mountains really represent challenges. And our horse is black. Our horse is not white. And our skeleton on the horse, he's in all black too. And finally, the deck I use the very most, my Shadowscapes Tarot. We have a lot of wisdom in here. We have a Phoenix rising. What I love about this card is it does show transformation and change. So this card is really like brings light to the situation, doesn't make it as heavy. Some of these cards are a little heavy and a little scary. And again, a lot of times when I do readings, especially like even with, I mean, these two are a little bit more gentle when we look at these cards. People get a little scared, and it's okay. Wait to get all the cards so that you get your reading right. Welcome, Chaos. We're all good. We're glad you're here joining us. All right, Bryn, are you ready to jump into our Kick in the Bucket card?
Yes. So I'm going to be having to do some Tetris, but while I'm playing Tetris with everything, because earlier today, one of the outlets in my room decided to have a short circuit. Yes. Lovely. But anyway, so while I'm playing, Tetris with all this, I'm just going to be filibustering about the death card for giggles. So,
Remember, we got the card that kicks unalive or kick the bucket.
Yep, exactly.
It's so hard. Thank you, TikTok, right?
And when we talk about the card that kicks the bucket, now, here's the thing. There are, in the tarot, at least how I love to look at it, there are two cards that show change in the major. Two major ones. There's kick in the bucket, and then there is wrong lever, the tower. Okay. The challenge is, are you going to heed what kick in the bucket says and allow it to just let it go and move outward? Or are you just going to say, no, I'm not going to let go. Pull the lever, crunk, down it goes. And that is actually that actually worked out great. But when you come to the realization that when something ends and you allow it to go, you allow it to return in a different way. It's like the tides of the ocean. They go out, then they come back in. Even though it may not be the same energy, it will eventually be recognized again. Oh, wow. Oh, actually, boy, wait a minute. Wow. Except you might see the hot mess behind it. Dang. That actually worked here, huh? Let me just get my pigeons out of the way. Move, you bird! Move, peasant. You too, Alfredo. Okay. Okay. Stay right there. Yeah, I'm gonna look like a hot mess, but who cares?
Well, that's what happens when we. Oh, you don't look bad. That's what happens though when we have technology issues. I mean,
Technology.
I've had internet issues for a while now. Finally, the apartment complex is sending the IT guy tomorrow. So
Now I'm thinking like, what took him so long? Okay.
well,
So-
it was not wanting to drive through the canyon from Salt Lake to Wyoming.
The horror.
I know. I'm like, I've made the trip 10 times already.
So the first card that I'm going to show is from my Seduction of Shadows Tarot, and I had it be changed to the Quietus, and that's what it looks like. You can see, in a way, if you really look, you can see the outline of the woman figure, and she's cradling a child, if you really look. And she's just bent over, just holding that child that was ended by the angelic order. So this one, it's mourning that loss of an experience that she never had, being a mother. And she never had that growing up. So it's like completely new to her, and then it was taken from her. So if I was to see this can also show a part where you have a figure that is so mournful of having something so, like, you can't even describe it. It is so sacred and pure that you can't even match it with anything else, losing a child or anything like that. Or even another thing you can look at, if you also look, you can even also see where that child is being cradled. You can see a figure that's like falling back, like going backwards. Then there's this other darker figure that's coming in just to grab. So it's kind of like it's coming in to take the pain and allowing it to rest finally. So it's very... I sometimes amaze myself on how I do these cards the more I look at them.
It's very tranquil. I mean, you don't see that with a lot of these cards.
Mm-hmm. This is from the Definitely Not Haunted Mansion Tarot. Definitely not. This is how it's depicted. Ooh. This one's different.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but this kind of gives a love vibe into it. It's like, oh, you think you're going to get away with that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You went the wrong way. Then there's also, this is from the Universal Celtic Tarot. And I think you've seen this from book one before, but here's how it's depicted. I bet we already know who that is up there.
Yeah.
Now, Morgan, if you notice, there's 3 kings impaled on a stick.
And she's on her blackbird.
Yep.
Her crow or her raven.
Going nevermore, nevermore, nevermore.
Yep.
Now, this is from the Ludi Lescott Tarot, which is a deck that's out of print. Now, this one is a bit different. Because if you see her doing a divination. Mm-hmm. She's doing pendulum.
Yeah.
But then you also see the figure of the sickle in the background, and then there's behind her. So if I was to pull this card, this can easily tell me without a doubt, this is the time to divinate with your ancestors. Because they're right behind you, they're listening.
Yep, they're with you.
Ooh. This next one is from Tarot Grand Lux. This one is a masquerade. Yes, I love this one. And it has the white rose, which is interesting because the Fool has the white rose too. But now this one's not on the flag.
Yes.
So this kind of shows... This one also kind of circles back all the way around to, say, the Fool in the beginning. So maybe the Fool has now probably learned to not be he who sung most and now has transformed into something else. But he also has with him two crows too. So it could be Mugen and Hugin, possibly. But in this one, it does kind of seem like a deception is at play with this one. A veil. They can even also show that even sometimes when we think of something being unknown and masked, it could possibly be an indication of something much more deeper. Now, this one is from Tarot de la Nuit. This is one of my favorite depictions, honestly. And here's how it's depicted. It's from Day of the Dead. Dios de los Muertos. If I pull this card, immediately that tells me you need to start celebrating, the passed on in a way that's more fun, more vibrant. Get them more involved in your life. Because that's what that holiday is all about. It's about bringing them back to life and allowing them to see the future generations and how everything stands. Now this one is from the Definitely Not Walking Dead Tarot Z. Now this one, well, oi! Come on, let's go. We're going. I don't want to go. Unhand me. We're going. This one's very forceful. This one's like, you done got messed up. Time to go. Let's go. No, I won't go. You have a spear in your heart. Let's go. Yeah, that one is like direct. Like, oh Lord.
Yes, it is. Like that would be yes. And as people are seeing these different decks, when we pick decks to read for clients, or if you're here on Tuesday Tarot when we stop going through the card and we do readings, we pick decks intuitively. And so like if we pick that deck and that card pops up, it's because there's a message you're supposed to get. And as you see, each of these unalive cards are very, very different.
Mm-hmm. And what I like about, and that's another thing I like about the tarot too, because you can have one depiction be the same card, but the meaning behind it and how it's depicted is completely different.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try and find the one from the Diablo Tarot real fast. The one that's the size of my head. That big one. Okay. But to add on some more about the kicking the bucket card. Now, if you were to say use it in any kind of like magical use or what have you. Now, that could be used as a card to lay to rest something that you have, like a quality. If you're doing a working that you want to, say, banish a part of yourself that has been hindering you, or try to lay to rest something like a grudge, you can write it on the back of a photocopy of the kicking the bucket card, right on the back, and fold it away from you. And then as soon as you have it, grab a pair of tongs, then light it, then let it just dissipate. Or you could even also roll it up, fold it away, take that little bundle, then just bury it in the earth and lay it to rest. And here it is in the Diablo Tarot. Now this one for me, it does have a bit of a more... This one kind of looks like the figure's kind of doing a bit of a dance in a way. So this one's kind of like trying to find the movement of life, like trying to get the flow with how life will always progress. But at the same time, another thing too that I kind of thought and pondered on for a long time. Now, is death, God forbid, is kicking the bucket? Is it really the end of something, or is it the start of something? And is life actually the kicking the bucket and then the ending of something? Maybe are they both the ends of something, and are they both the starts of something? Very interesting. Oh, okay, no. This is from the what's it called? But anyway, this is what this one looks like.
I think I have that deck, but yes.
Archeon, the Archeon Tarot. That's what it is. I did this one, I did that one. And I'm going to grab the one from the Modern Spellcasters. Okay, let's see here. And usually also a lot of people, by stereotype, I don't blame them, they hear kick in the bucket and they think, oh no, something's going to be, oh no, tragedy. Well, fun fact, did you even know that you can get the kick in the bucket card and it can actually be a card for marriage? Yep. A lot of people think when they hear that, they're like, how? Well, you have, look at this, boyfriend, girlfriend, engaged. That kicks the bucket. The relationship kicks the bucket, now it's engaged.
Yep.
Same thing with the marriage.
A new journey, a new beginning.
Yep. See?
The end of your old journey of being single.
And here's how it is in the modern spellcasters. Nothing good anymore that I grab. Well, I think this will be like the last one I'll show. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? Hold on. I got the one from the definitely Rainbow Tarot. Let me grab it. Don't mind them. Ow!
I want to thank everybody so far for the hearts. We're at 2.2 thousand. Yay. Thank you. And thank you so much for the gifts. Always appreciated, never expected. And welcome, welcome. I know we've had a lot of people coming in and out. We are doing our series of 78 weeks of going over each card in a tarot deck. And so this week is card 13. It's our Kicking the Bucket or our Unalive card. And when we're done going through the card and all of the meanings, we're going to start doing one card readings. So stay tuned, be thinking of a question, or we'll just do a general reading for you. Whenever you're ready, Bren.
Okay, so another thing about the Kicking the Bucket card. Now, if we're going to be very hyper-specific on what it could be associated with. Now, of course, yes, it is assigned to Scorpio, because go figure, of course it would be. Why not? It's also associated with the planet, of course, Pluto, you know, the little shithead that likes to come in and make things go kaboom. But it's also associated with the South Node, K2. Because K2, being a headless planet, he doesn't know what he's doing. So when he goes and grabs something, he just splits it. And that is also using the kick in the bucket. Because it's that hole now split. And this is it from the happy Rainbow Tarot. This is it. Now this one hits.
Yes, it does.
But with it being Pluto and also the South Node, you could technically also say Mars too. But it's also associated with the shadow planet Black Moon Lilith as well. Because Lilith, with her story and how she was treated, she experienced the first unaliving. Because her children were first, before Adam and Eve were. So she was the first to witness that and experience it, which is pretty heavy.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I think I got them all. I think I shared them all. Yep, I got them all.
So we can use it in magic. You know, again, I pick when I'm using it in magic, depending on what it is, I usually tend to pick like the gentler one, like this one, especially if I'm healing from like a trauma or I'm doing a spell for a client and they're healing from a trauma. This is a great one to use with the Phoenix. But Bren had some too. Like we can use it to overcome grief. Like Bren's card. Hold your card. Hold yours up. Oh yes, that one to connect with the ancestors. That would be a great one. But hold your card up because your card would be fabulous to use if you're trying to heal from grief. Now what you can do is if you use this card in a spell to help you overcome the grief and help you deal with the grief. And then when you're at the tail end of that, then you can do another one to start your new life from the healing of the grief. And make sure you copy your card. You don't want to especially if you're going to be burning it.
Oh yeah, don't burn. No, please don't burn these. But
Yes.
I was gonna say, because funny enough, because I don't know why I'm being told to do this, but I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna grab that one. But then I'm also gonna grab. Where the heck is that? There it is. So, if you notice, okay, so you have the Fool in the deck, the Vestal, at the very beginning. You see her down there at the bottom left. But now you see Suppression. It's the same one. But now when you see this, it turns back into this. Turns right back into it.
Shows the whole journey.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so you can even also go and like say you have something that you want to get rid of. Like say if you go, of course, going in sequence, you have something that's suppressing you. You want it to be like this to kick the bucket. Whoa! Wait a minute. Wow. Wait. I mean, I saw that. I saw that perfectly. I'm going to try my absolute best to try and recreate that, but I saw it clear as day. Wait, I think it was like this. Goes. Wow. Look. Wow.
Yeah. Yes,
What
they
wow.
are beautiful cards. If anybody wants to purchase those cards, if you go to Bren's bio on his TikTok, you click his link tree and it will take you right to where you can purchase the cards. Mm-hmm. So, and they are gorgeous cards, absolutely gorgeous. And I'm sure in person over, like, because TikTok's such a small screen, because they are on my list to get. Anything else, Bren, on the kicking the bucket card that you want to add?
Well, not really that else I can think of. If we're going to be specific, like if there was like a constellation that it would be associated with, like within the zodiac, it would have to be nakshatra-wise. It would have to be. Let's see here. It would be Aslesha, which is the end of Cancer.
And I was taught Scorpio.
Yeah, but and then you can also say, well, Jeshta, which is the end of Scorpio, which is one of my favorite constellations, and people look at me funny when I say that. And also, what's it called? Mula, which is the beginning of Sagittarius. And there's also, what do you call it? I'm going to try and pronounce it. It's called Uttrapadapa, which is the back legs of the funeral coffin. And it has everything to do with, well, kicking the bucket, literally.
All right. So I didn't see any questions for this card this week. If you've missed any of our weeks of the tarot, they are going to be posted. If they're not posted already, they will be posted on my YouTube and my Patreon, which you can get that from my bio, and you click my bio site, and it will take you right to Patreon or to YouTube. So you can follow there if you want to watch replays of TikTok. All right, Miss Vicky, I saw you wanted a reading, and so you're our first reading for the night. And you said general, so we'll jump into readings. We will stay live as long as we have people that want readings now. So now we will be doing tarot readings. And I want to shout out, thank you so much for the hearts. We'd love to hit 10,000, so please, it's really easy just to click those hearts and like the video. And thank you so much for those who've given us gifts so far. We really appreciate it. Always appreciated, never expected. Oh, your card flipped right up. Wow, you have a lot of movement going on. You're moving forward. The Chariot came forward for you. And with this one, I see the Cancer, lots of emotions. So you're dealing with something that might feel kind of heavy that you're trying either to get away from or to grow from. And so we've got a lot of movement, a lot going on here, as you can see. and it's like you're navigating those emotional waters, and they're pretty heavy for you right now. I'm gonna pull another card for you, and if Bren gets his card pulled before, we'll see which card it comes next. But yeah, you're dealing with like a lot, and you're moving forward from it. I'm gonna pull an oracle card too. Oh, and you're a Cancer rising. Wow. Yeah, that one is our Cancer card, and it has the crab on it.
Funny. So, the two that I pulled, the first one that came out, it's called Riptoise. So Riptoise is a move in fencing, which is a parry. So with this, you see a figure that she is moving and stepping in a way where she looks like she's blocking something. So she has this grace and poise to her. So there could be something that may have come at you, and you're moving out of the way gracefully, but then at the same time, you're now also having the Unfaltering, which is also the Chariot in my deck. So you got the Chariot cards essentially twice. Mm-hmm. And funny enough, when you put these together in a way, in a way, let me get them. You can kind of see how, I like how that, gosh, I just love how my artwork connects sometimes. Because look.
Oh, yeah. Very interesting. And then I pulled an oracle card, and it's the Court of Divine Feminine. And yes, I mean, we literally, like, they all, here we go. We've got 3 decks. It's telling you, move forward, embrace your feminine energy. Like, it's okay. And you're going to get over everything that you're dealing with. You will get over it. It might not be the easiest road, but it will be the best road. Oh, thank you so much, Vicky. We really appreciate it.
Wow.
We are live for Tuesday Tarot. Yeah, it always. I mean, we're not even in the same state, but we have that connection. I know, like Bren and I've talked about it. We have a divine connection. Mm-hmm. So you're welcome, Vicky, so much.
And while I'm thinking about it, something very interesting happened. I looked at my astrological placements again, and then for giggles, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look at my lovies again. I kid you not, I almost lost my jaw. I hit the floor. So you know the asteroids Eros and Psyche, right?
Yeah.
My Psyche opposes his Eros. Like, near exact. Like, wow. Okay, all right, that's okay, we'll go with that. And I mean, for goodness sake.
Though? Like, I think it helps when you have that opposite, because it helps get the different views and balance relationships.
Yep, and with that, because my Psyche is in Libra, and his Eros is in Aries. His Mercury, Venus, Eros are in Aries. My Psyche, Sun, Mercury are in Libra. Oh, and also my White Moon Selene. Actually, wait a minute, no. It's my White Moon Selene is in Scorpio. His White Moon Selene is in Libra. Okay, all right. It's just like, okay.
Mm-hmm. It's my
when in doubt, just nod your head and go with it. That's what I've learned. Nod your head and go with it.
Oh, Libra Sun. And we are moving in, we'll be in, oh no, we are in Libra. I was like, we're going to be moving in. No, we've been in Libra for about a week now. And actually, we are live Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this week, on Thursday, on Spiritual Panel, we are going to be talking about Libra. So we're doing a 12-week series going over high overview of the zodiac and just discussions on that, and that is open panel. And Sunday we are doing chapters 5, 6, and 7 in The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis. And it's pretty intense book, so that's also open panel if you'd like to join Witchy Book Club on Sunday. And of course, every Tuesday we're here. Next Tuesday we'll be doing card 14 of the Tarot in Major Arcana, the Temperance card.
Which, funny enough, Temperance because I know Temperance has this primarily this angelic figure mixing up two cups together. But what I like to see it as is the Alchemist, like the actual card that does the alchemical process, mixing two elements together. It's like you're taking the alchemical process and applying it to justice. You're balancing the spiritual together to make a new.
I 100% agree with that. It was something I noticed like right away the first time I saw at least the Rider-Waite deck. Mm-hmm. But most decks you can see a little bit of that alchemy and balance.
And I think too, and I also think that Sagittarius, I think Temperance is also a Sagittarius sun, if I'm remembering correctly, because you can see the sun right on the angel's forehead. That could be a sun in the first house in Sagittarius in that regard then.
All right, if you would like a reading, we're going to stay live as long as we have questions coming in. So anybody else who has joined, we are doing one card readings, and you can type general or type a specific question and we'll pull cards. So, and again, thank you everybody for all of the likes. The likes help us tremendously. We'd love to hit 10,000 again this week if possible. So if you can, hit the like, and thank you so much for those who have provided gifts to us. Always appreciated, never expected.
Oh, yeah. Yep, it is. There is the sun right on the forehead.
Yep.
So that is like, that is sun in the first house in Sagittarius then. That card pops out.
And please feel free to share with your friends and family if you know anybody who would like a reading. Because there's no obligation. We're just here.
Honestly, I've done one tarot spread, actually one poll of, and I kid you not. I mean, of all the cards to get in sequence, this has probably got to be the most trolling of lineups to get. So let me just grab them all and I'll lay them out one by one. Because when I had this get pulled, it was just a big pile of like, really, dude? Hold on. There's two. Okay, there's the other one. And the last one.
I was so good tonight. I had all my cards pulled before I went live. It's been a couple weeks since I was ready. Well, some weeks it's like takes forever to find the cards. A couple times I've had to go through decks twice because I just passed them up.
I know that's way too. Okay, there we go. So, the biggest, most trolling thing to have ever existed. Okay. So first say you have this for an example. You got the Ten of Swords first. Okay, that's a bit heavy. Then for some reason, here comes Judgment. Oh, it comes back to life. Then you have, just kidding, the Tower, Yeah, that is the biggest troll poll I've ever done before. Well, somebody's kicked the bucket. Actually, you know what? Nah, it's gone. Yeah. I swear.
Yeah, I do at the beginning of every year. I do a spread, so I make it look like a clock. And in the middle is my theme for the year. And the year my mother passed, I'm like, what the heck is going on? Because April, I got the unalive card, and May, I got the tower card. I'm like, oh, great, this is going to be a fun year. And it happened. My mother got it was the tail end. We said goodbye in April, and then she passed the first week of May.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. But, you never know. But the cards don't lie. They don't lie. And I'll tell you, every year when I do it, I write it down, I take a picture of it, and it's always interesting when I get to a certain month, especially if the card is so different. Oh, thank you, Vicki. It's hard. It's hard when we lose loved ones. But what I love about this time of year, as we are moving into October tomorrow, is the veil is thin, and it's a great time to connect with our ancestors and pay tribute to them and remember them. Mm-hmm. It's a really beautiful time of year for that. Oh, so sorry, Vicki. It is very, very tough. It's too bad we can't all be on this realm forever, but we get to be in the other realm forever with our loved one. Yes. I told my kids they watch over us. I mean, they do when that time comes. They do. They watch over us. I'd rather have them on my spirit guide team. We are still doing one card reading, so if anybody would like a reading, I see people coming and going, but please feel free. You can type your question in the chat. We'll try to make it a little happier chat if we can. Yes. And again, Thursday we are talking about Libra at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's 8:30 Central Standard Time, 7:30 Mountain Standard Time, and 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. If you are not on the continental United States, just check your local time change and you can figure it out. I know, from the central time zone, the United Kingdom is 6 hours ahead, and Eastern Europe is 8 hours ahead.
Yeah, then you have places like Arizona that say, no, we're not doing none of that.
Yeah, Arizona, my family members that live in Arizona, I always call it the wrong time. When I think it's 8 a.m., it's actually 7, and they're still asleep, or they're just barely getting up. And I'm like, oh, I forgot. Well, I thought all of the United States is supposed to get rid of the time change thing, but that didn't happen.
Yep, all but Arizona, the ones that have to stick out like a sore thumb.
Yep. Well, and a lot of the world changes because, and I know Europe changes a different time than us, so there's an overlap. So I always have to go, wait, what time is it for my in-laws? Yeah, I wish they would too, Vicki. It would make it so much easier. Why can't we all be at the same time? Why can't it be 8:20 p.m. everywhere? It's just 8:20 p.m. might be daylight.
Well, you know what they say. Technically, somebody would say, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, all the way over there.
Yep. All right, well, we're going to wrap up tonight since we don't have any other... Oh, well, Azriel's here. We'll let Azriel come up for a second. Maybe we'll get some more questions.
But you can't wrap up. I just got here.
I know, we won't wrap up then. We are at 5K hearts. If anybody wants a tarot reading, we've got Azriel here now. So we are doing one card pull. How are you, Azriel?
Oh, I'm beat. I'm tired, exhausted. I I just walked home. I not walked home. Just got through the door. Finally sat down, and was having my lunch for dinner.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, it's just we are three people shorthanded at work, and I'm doing a lot of extra work, so getting my butt kicked.
Yeah, and it's that time of year where it's starting to get cold and people don't want uninvited guests in their homes or
Yes,
businesses.
exactly. So how's everybody going? I see Vicky down there.
Yeah.
Great readings tonight.
Yes, I think so. I'm doing good. I'm laughing at my in-laws because, well, our neighbors across the street are like deer and moose, and if you walk a little bit, you can see elk and bison. And there may apparently be either a wolf pack or a mountain lion. I'm not going to walk at night because I don't want to find out if it's a mountain lion or a wolf pack. So, but we keep sending pictures to my in-laws and my sister-in-law today. I've been laughing all day. She said, "Do you guys live at a zoo now?" So, yeah, like I wouldn't mind if it's a wolf. I love wolves, but
Yeah,
we're
I
lucky
think
and there's a pack.
I'm getting the vibe of a mountain lion. So
Yeah, I because it sounded like a mountain lion more than it did a wolf pack, but somebody's like it might be a wolf pack because at the edge of town near the movie theater there is a wolf pack in a field. But I'm like, I don't know that they're going to come that far over because they've got a lot of deer and elk and antelope and over there, so they don't need to come over here. So, but yeah, I'm getting that same sense as real.
yeah, because Wolfpack will leave a lot of evidence. Tracks. They'll leave. Destroy. You smell urine. A lot of things. So there'll be a lot of mess that they'll make. Where a mountain lion could be just one sole predator, and you got to be a slick one. So that's why it's stealth.
Yeah, and there were drag marks from its dinner. I'm just gonna say it that way because I don't think I can say it the other way on TikTok. So, because yeah, a lot of people are like, well, maybe it's the wolf pack from the movie theater. I'm like, that's too far away, but they've had mountain lions come in town. So, yeah, I mean, like literally, like the deer that I saw last week walked into downtown. I'm like a block away from like literal downtown, the loop of our little town. But it is wonderful living in the mountains, so I wouldn't change it for the world.
Make it sound like Santa's village. In the small little area.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, you go from Chicago with I don't know how many million is there in Chicago? Isn't it like 3 or 4 million?
Yeah, about 3.5 million, so 3.5 million.
Yeah, so halfway, yeah, to about 11,000 to 14,000, like not even 10%. So, but we are doing one card readings. If anybody would like a reading, we are here and available, and we will stay live as long as we have readings, or we'll just chit chat. So, we did talk about the unalive card this week. Next week, we will be talking about temperance, which is a fun card to talk about. So, and those that are new, what we're doing is 78 weeks going over all the tarot cards. So we will be doing card 14 next week. It's actually our 15th week. Hard to believe, like we started this 15 weeks ago, but yes, we did. So we're going through those. Thursday, we're doing Libra. We're talking about Libra. And then Sunday, we'll be doing chapters 5, 6, and 7 in The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis. And that book you can probably check out from your local library because it is C.S. Lewis. It is very intense, very philosophical, and we had a really great discussion on Sunday for those who joined. So, Azrael, what did you want to say?
Oh, you know what? Being in here right now, and observing Brent's name and you guys talking about the unalive card, and you look at Brent's name, you could have called it the breath card today.
We could have. Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
instead of that card, it could have been the breath card.
Yep. Sunbun, do you have a question or a general reading? Just let us know and we'll pull a card for you.
Yes. Which one?
Yep, right. I know. I'm not even actually, you know what? The deck I'm being inspired to pull, I gotta go grab. Luckily, my decks are a hop, skip, and a jump away. Oh, it's pertaining to the next step in your journey. That would be why I had to grab this deck. So what is the next step in your journey? Okay, the card I got, oh wow. I got the Four of Utensils reversed, and this is a sacred space. Now, what is really interesting about this is we do have a rabbit laying down, but you can see that the rabbit's surrounded by roses, and the utensils are not, the handles are pointing at our rabbit here. So it's the end of it's the end of the heaviness of the journey, and you're ready to start the new process. I'm going to pull a second card, and then Bren, whenever you're ready, if you are ready before my second card. Oh, Bren's got one already.
First card that came out is Nyx.
Wow, that's intense.
Nyx and her, well, in this deck, she's known as the Enchantress of the Night, but really she's the primordial one of the night, as we know. Secrets, Vigilance, and Subterfuge. And the other card that came out, La Moon. Which
we've got that theme of night kind of going here so far.
Yes, and also, because with Nyx, she's the one that has the moon, and she holds it within herself. So she's holding the moon. And if you notice, the people down below, they're giving Moon that praise.
Yeah.
And Nyx is holding it. So it's like having that four blades with the blades pointing away. It shows peace. Really shows peaceful, innocent sleep.
Mm-hmm. It does. And look at what I got. So your clarification card that I pulled is the bouquet of the heart. Your heart is literally with this bouquet. This is our most colorful card. It's literally healing. Like you are going to find what you need. If you haven't already, you're on that path to find what you need to heal your heart. Your heart was literally broken.
And also elements of the darker aspect will be probably the most rejuvenating.
Mm-hmm.
Very rejuvenating.
Goddesses like Nyx, the dark goddesses actually are very healing.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that's a big hint when Nyx is coming out, though. That she's giving you a hint there. That she's holding your hand. She's walking you through this.
Mm-hmm. And of the goddesses, Nyx is probably one of the very few that has always come to visit every moment, like every ending of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful reading. I hope you enjoyed that, Sunburn. We are doing 1-card readings. I know we have a bunch of more people who just joined. If you would like a reading, yes, you're completely transforming. That's exactly what you have. Yep, beautiful and a beautiful transformation. So if anybody else would like a reading, you can type general if you'd like a general reading, or you can type a specific question. And Azrael, did you want to add anything to that?
Sure, I add my input because that was beautiful because I do agree, all the cards were dark. And I was looking at that Ford Tezo card, and as you notice, it looked like a rabbit, was falling down, let's say Alice in Wonderland, down the rabbit hole. And you had those, I don't know if there were swords in the bottom of it, but yet the
Yes.
rabbit was so relaxed that the swords didn't even penetrate. In other words, it didn't hurt it. So it's basically, in the adventure, allow yourself just to resonate in darkness. And when I say darkness, is a place where you might not have the answers, but like Bren picked out the Nyx, is that you can navigate through that darkness, allowing Nyx to be your guide. Because in that darkness, you can actually overcome that uncertainty and those illusions that darkness might bring. And there could be things in the dark that can hurt you, just like in that first card. But as you see, just relax and none of that. You won't hit the walls, you won't hit these things that are gonna hurt you. And then I think that was that moon. And that moon is to what do you call it? Reflect, to look it in yourself and actually find the aspects of who you are around the world, and maybe you were going to find unexpected insight. And Nyx is there. That Nyx card is very, very crucial. Embracing Nyx, embracing the darkness, and knowing that darkness, just because it's there, doesn't mean it's there to hurt you. It's something that you need to find. And once you navigate through that uncertainty, you're actually going to trust that intuition to open up the things, the mysteries that are ahead of you. So there's a lot of mysteries. And those three first cards show an example. And then that other card, that was that last card, the heart. Was it a heart card? And
Yes,
if you
it
look
was
at
the heart card.
right, to trust your heart and look in the top corner, there's a light. See that light up there, like a sun that is shining? After the darkness came the light. So once you walk through your journey and overcome those fears, you're actually going to see everything that could have been danger, could have been things that you thought were going to hurt you, but in actuality, it polished you. In other words, you gained your gift through this experience. So, be in tune and be aware. And it's a beautiful reading. I love that reading. I wish that was for me.
It is. And a lot of times we keep the most precious part of ourselves in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because,
sometimes it's protection.
How am I going to put this? It's like, because like what I think I wrote in the book too, that all the darkness is just a void that has everything that you say within it. So why be afraid of it?
Yeah.
Why be afraid of something that's affirming what you're saying that's within it?
And for those that don't know, Bren's talking about his book on Nyx, and we literally just finished that. If you did miss it, you can catch the replay on my YouTube or my Patreon. Actually, no, I'm only putting it on Patreon because it was a special to have Bren there. So we will be doing Bren's book on Jezebel when we're done with The Great Divorce. So if you would like to join us in Witchy Book Club with the book Jezebel, please go to Bren's bio, hit his link tree, and it will take you straight to the book so that you can order it. In Buddhism, lotus blooms in the night. It is my form of Buddhism. Yes, actually, and
That's so funny.
it is.
Because
It is.
I just grabbed this off of one of my decks, the Tarot de la Nude. Oh, would you look at that? There's a lotus.
There's a lotus. And we have a lotus pond in town, and I just went yesterday, late afternoon, up there to look at it. and they're still looking very beautiful. Not quite, and they weren't quite open because it was getting close to dusk.
What kind? Do you know what species they were? Were they white lotus, blue, or?
They are pink.
Oh.
Yeah, it's in downtown, in the square downtown. They call it Depot Square. Through town, what kind of started it really was when they were building the Union Pacific Rail Line. The Chinese families were here building the railway, and so in Depot Square they have a whole area to one of the families that stayed in town the whole time, and so it's a beautiful. I'll have to do a live up there sometime.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna just say it. We have to appreciate how they bring things over like that.
Yeah, and we're high up in the mountains, so I'm very interested to see how beautifully they are, through the year. Because they're not native to to almost 7,000 feet in the mountains in Wyoming. So yes, I'll have to do that. I know I've done some spontaneous lives when I go visit the bison. So I do try to replay those lives too. So and I would, like, sometimes I should, when I go for my walks, like, be live, because I'll have deer jump out and jump back away and everything, and I don't mind the deer dumping out. I just don't want to run into a mountain lion or a wolf.
I don't want to run into a moose.
Oh, good, you did catch one of my lives on the bison. They're so amazing. Like, I'll go walk down there, do a little bit of a live, and then just sit and watch them. They're like, it's just amazing to sit and watch. Just amazing. So, and I know we also have, like, really close to my house, we have a mother moose and her adolescent. He was a springborn, and yeah, I don't want to run into her too close, because they're very aggressive, especially when they have young. But it is beautiful to have these. Yeah, the albino. Yeah, they're actually. What is really cool is the white bison were actually, because the bison were becoming extinct, and so they started breeding them with cows. And when you actually look at the white bison, you can see a little bit of the cow in their face. Mm-hmm. You can tell that they're not 100% by American bison. So it is really cool, especially when you're looking at the actual bison. So yeah, speaking of night realm, my son is ready for Betty Bye. I'll be back shortly, hopefully. Yes. Oh, yeah. Go tuck that cute little one in. I remember you saying, oh, yeah. I probably said it on every live, but yeah, it is really fascinating. I don't say it when they're too far away because you can't see their faces, though. Which they've eaten a lot of the grass, so now they're heading a little further away now. But we are doing one-card readings for anybody else who is here, who would like a reading. Which actually, Azrael, I didn't know. Apparently there's a place in southern Illinois that has American bison. Somebody told me recently.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah. So yeah, somewhere in southern Illinois there's a place that has bison.
I have to look that up. I was watching something, I don't know if it was earlier here on YouTube or on TikTok. There was like the last bison in the United States in the 1918s, and there was a guy that actually saved it. It was wounded, and it saved it, and he kept it, and it actually was with his cattle, and they procreated and they created, so maybe that's the one.
That's probably the one, yeah. I still remember the first time I ever saw a bison. I was like a little kid in Yellowstone.
I'm reading, it says they're actually wild. They're called bisons in Nashuza. The bisons roam across 1,500 acres of rolling land and are often not visible from the visitor center or roadside, but binoculars are helpful No hiking is permitted inside the fenced area of southern bison. When viewing the herd, visitors should pull off the road, turn on their hazard flashers, and park where they do not limit access to private driveways. So it's a place called Nashu. I can't say it. It's N as in Nancy, Achusa.
Okay. That sounds like an Indian name. Probably like, oh gosh, I can't even remember all the tribes that used to be in Illinois.
Well,
Yeah,
I know the ones that. So the
yeah,
natural, it's the Nashua grasslands, a natural conservancy in Illinois.
in Illinois. Okay, cool. See, and here, like my neighbors, it's the Bear River State Park, and they are fenced in there too. Um, and like it was funny, my granddaughter was here on Sunday and we were showing him to her, and my son-in-law goes, "Do you know what the fence is for?" And she's like, "No." I'm like, "It's to keep stupid people out." Because bison are very territorial and very aggressive, and they're big. They'll hurt you. They're very strong. They're solid muscle. So let's see. We have them here about 30 minutes out of town at a Park Lake camping place. Oh, fun. Yep. Yeah. See, Yellowstone, I think, is the only place where they're not fenced. You do have to be really careful in Yellowstone because they do roam there. So, and it is neat to see them there in Yellowstone. There is a YouTube channel that's like Stupid People of Yellowstone. And so you can see people who think they can pet them stuff. They do give a warning. Like I always my grandpa always warned us about nature because he was connected to nature. And when I went to Yellowstone right before my freshman year in college, they give you like a packet when you go in, and my dad handed it back to me, and I kept the yellow paper and framed it that said don't pet the animals in Yellowstone. And I'm laughing because I'm like, why are they giving this warning? Like an elk will gore you with their horns. A moose is going to trample you. I'm like sitting there like thinking common sense, but yeah, there are people who don't do that. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah. So Vicky says, I've seen people going close to bears to take pictures. I would not. Like we saw a bear last year in Sequoia, and me and my husband got the heck out of there. We were like, oh no. And it was a black bear, but which black bears they don't look at us as food, but they will protect, and they're strong. I think it's crazy that people think they can go up to bears because they're not just territorial, especially this time of year. They're trying to like fill up to hibernate. So run into a grizzly bear, they see you as food. Yeah, and especially if they've got young ones. It's no joke when they say even human mothers are like bears, because we protect our babies no matter what age they are. All right. Looks like if anybody else would like a reading, we're doing readings. Let's see, black and grizzlies more up north. You must be kind of close to where I'm at, Vicky, because we've got both grizzlies and blacks here. Somebody on the outskirts of town, their like house is like not in town. They've got a bear. She said her husband was going to put up trail cams to see what kind. But she's like, yeah, I'm not going out at night. So, all right. I don't see any questions. So, Bren, any last? Oh, Canada. Okay. All right. So you're a little further north of me. Quite a bit, actually. There's a state at least between me and the Canadian border. Again, because even when I was in Illinois, there was a state between me and the Canadian border. All right. Close to the Rocky Sea. So we are in kind of the same area because I'm by the Rockies. So you're just straight north of me, honey. We're close. We're neighbors. All right, Bren, any last words? Anything else you want to share before we go for the night?
Well, are you there, Cheese? Ciao.
As always, Bren, I love having you here with me. And Azriel, I love when you join. So glad you joined us tonight. Any other insight you want to share, or any special goodbye?
Yeah, with so much going on around the world, don't, it's a reminder to everybody, don't be entertained by what's outside of you. Remember, you're in control of your life. You create your destiny. So don't let nothing take you off your journey. In other words, stay focused and still believe in all. And that's meaning in you. It all starts with you. So don't get discouraged by hearsay and what's happening out there. There's a lot of stuff trying to throw us off. And remember, the masses, it's all of us. Those that are positive, as we maintain the positivity, others could feed off that positive energy. So stay positive.
I think that's a very beautiful message, especially the Pagan Pride event in Chicago was over the weekend, and this year some protesters from a religious organization protested the pagan religious views. It's
Bloody,
unfortunate. Go ahead, Bren.
you said, they're bloody bastards. Oh, you're gonna protest somebody's faith? Okay. Well, we don't want you hung man on a stick either. So how about that?
We need to. I love, like, my Reiki grandfather is William Lee Rand, and he had I don't have mine handy. He has a beautiful picture. In 4 places in the world, there's a grid, and on this grid, it has the major religions, the symbol for each major religion on it, and then there's quartz crystals so that we can activate love and peace through the world. And I think that's so important, and that's why, like, we have spiritual TikTok to create a safe space so that it doesn't matter what your religious practice is. Yes, mine is paganism, occult practices, and I'm not going to hide that. We all need to accept everybody. I have friends in every religion, and I accept them because they are beautiful people. And there is something beautiful in every religion and spiritual path. It's a matter of listening. You don't have to necessarily believe, but it is a matter of listening, loving, and accepting everybody. We all bleed the same color. That's all we need to know. So I don't know, Bren or Azrael, if either of you want to add anything else as we wrap
I
up.
agree. And the thing about it, if this are if this is our purpose and we know what our purpose is, especially in social media, we just got to remain true. In other words, if you can make the effort of being more consistent, in other words, expose yourself in these communities, speak your truth, whether it's the tarot reading, speaking of occult, um, just the divine self in general. And because there's a lot of stuff out there, the rumors about TikTok being sold is a lie. It was never officially sold. And there's a lot of infiltrators that are trying to uh, disrupt this community. And I'm saying, they're bringing all this drama and all these misinformation. And the misinformation doesn't mean nothing when you realize that you're walking in your own truth, and through your own eyes, through your own experience, we all know we're here for a purpose and we're doing our purpose. So, let's not allow anybody else to bully us out of here, you know? So stay strong, stay positive, and realize, like you said, there's truth in every belief, every religion, every concept, every idea, every deity, every god, whatever you want to call it. There's truth in all of that, and we all are an example of it. We're the living truth in it.
Yeah. I just realized, ironically, so that happened in Chicago, and then in Detroit, there was a shooting at a Christian church, at a Mormon church. Really sad that, I mean, we're supposed to have separation of church and state. But we should, and the one common thread in every spiritual belief and religious belief is to love everyone and accept everyone. So I hope that we can spread that here. I hope that it's like a smile. If we can encourage everybody to just remember that we all bleed red. We all have something beautiful and unique to provide and share and help other people grow. And we can walk on paths next to each other and have beautiful conversations. So hopefully we can spread that love throughout the world. Anything else you might want to add, Bren? I know we kind of made the goodbye a little longer.
I can't really think of anything else to add, to be honest.
Yeah. All right. Azriel, any goodbyes you want to say? I know Bren already
Well,
gave us a
thank
good.
you. It was an honor to be up here. Thank you so much for allowing me to be amongst you guys. Just remain and remain yourself. And don't change for anybody.
Yes. I love having Bren and Azriel here. Tuesday's our only closed panel, so Thursday we'll be talking about Libra. It's open spiritual panel, and Sunday is open witchy book club, and we're talking about The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis. And it's an intense book, very philosophical, very theological, and it does touch on every religious and spiritual belief. So I would love to invite anybody else up on panel because, boy, I'd love to hear everybody's viewpoints. As always, thank you everybody for the hearts. Thank you so much for the gifts. Always appreciated, never expected. As always, merry meet, merry part, bright blessings, and namaste.